Hello, my name is Gabriel and today I'm bringing you the Languages and Culture book tag. I'm very excited to do this tag. This tag was originally created by Book Like Lika. I think that is how you pronounce her name. Her channel and link will obviously be linked down below, and I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I saw this over at another booktuber's channel and I really liked it. I'll leave her video and channel down below because I really like her video. She's Brazilian, and awesomely enough, her favorite book is in the same series as my favorite book, so that was a very awesome coincidence. I have 6 questions to answer. I have always been very interested in other languages and other cultures. Let's get started. First question is, what languages do you speak and what languages would you like to learn? I speak English, obviously. I speak Portuguese, which is my mother language. Et je parle un peu de français. All the French I know is from school, and it's really weird because I know just enough to get by. Yes, a tiny bit of French, Portuguese, and English. I actually grew up bilingual. That's why I speak both languages so well. Languages I would like to learn, I don't know why, but I've always had this weird attraction towards Russian. So Russian, I would really like to learn the Russian language. Ukrainian or Siberian, if that exists, I don't know, but I am generally very interested in learning that language. Other than that, I don't really know. I think Swedish would be very fun. Danish as well, but that's just probably never gonna happen. So question number 2 is, what books do you own that are written in a different language? From this angle of the room you can't see it, but right behind you is a bookshelf literally stacked with Portuguese books, because my family really likes to read, and these are the books that my family has acquired throughout the years. The books that my parents read as children, books that we read as children, they're all right there. And also in our corridor there's another huge bookshelf stacked with books. So I will obviously not be showing all, but just for the sake of this question, I have picked up a few to show you guys. The first one is Uma Leoa Chamada Elsa. The original title for this book is Born Free, a Lioness of Two Worlds. They translated the title into A Lioness Called or Named Elsa, and I have no problems with that. This is possibly my favorite non-fiction book. This is about obviously a lioness named Elsa. An African safari couple adopts this lioness. For some reason they shoot her mother and they decide to keep her 3 cubs. 2 cubs are almost instantly thrown back into the wild, but they decide to keep this lioness Elsa, and my mom recommended this to me. I read it and I loved it. I was expecting this to end very sadly, because usually books about animals in general end up really sad, probably the animal dying, but this one ended on such a positive note. I was so happy with how well this book ended. I definitely recommend it. It's not for everyone, it's a little slow, but yes, there's also a movie about this if you're interested, and the soundtrack is like internationally famous. If you hear the song called Born Free, you obviously remember it. That's enough for this one. The second one I have is A Volta do Mundo em 80 Dias by Jules Verne, and some idiot decided to translate his name into Julio Verne, and I have no idea why, but yeah, that's the classic Around the World in 80 Days. Then one of my favorite childhood books, because I am obsessed with horses, Dicionário por Imagens do Pônei e do Cavalo. This translated means the Illustrated Dictionary of Ponies and Horses. The Disney illustrated novelization of Tarzan, and this is just, large images and a little bit of text, with images from the movie. O Coelho Branco, translated into The White Rabbit, clearly shown here. And I don't usually have a problem pronouncing names, but this name is like a monster, guys. I don't mean to offend this person, but this is insane. Like, seriously. Written by Antonio Mota and illustrated by this lovely lady or man, I have no idea. But the illustrations are nice, so I guess that makes up for the name. And then the Disney illustrated version of 101 Dalmatians called 101 Dálmatas, filled with Arial stickers, because this is my sister's actually. And this is also large images, text on one side, images on the other, completely in Portuguese. Third question is, translate the first sentence of your favorite book into another language. Now, it's really sad that I don't own my favorite book, and that is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. So I will be translating a sentence from my favorite book that I actually own, and that is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. So the first sentence in this book is, Nothing about this room is real. We can go about this several ways, I guess. So we can translate it to its core, which would be nada acerca deste quarto é real. But the word quarto, which I translated for room, in Portuguese usually means bedroom, and he is definitely not in a bedroom. He is in a large ballroom. We can also use the word divisão, which is division, which Portuguese people call not exactly a bedroom. So we'll just go with sítio, which translated means place. And then the other part of the sentence, we can say with real, which means real, but real doesn't really translate what the sentence means. So we can use the word verdadeiro, which means true. So the sentence would go something like nada acerca deste sítio é verdadeiro, which if we translate back to English means nothing about this place is true. So yes, the Portuguese are very poetic, so this sounds good in Portuguese, translated into English not so much. But yes, that is the first sentence of this book, and I just took 200 minutes to translate it. Question number 4 is translate the name of the book you're currently reading into another language. I am currently reading The Lord of the Flies by William Golding, and Portuguese that translates to O Deus das Moscas. Since this is already translated, I wanted to do something else. We can translate this. These broken stars translates to Estas estrelas partidas, or Estas estrelas quebradas, but quebradas is usually the translation for shattered. So question number 5 is, what is your favorite book that takes place in a different country than you live in? Now, this is pretty easy for me because I live in a different country from America or the United Kingdom, and I am definitely going with The Hunger Games. Sadly, this really weird thing that is going on with me is that I don't own my favorite books ever, which is a disaster, honestly. Not owning the first Hunger Games is committing treason. It feels like committing treason. I will definitely be getting that in the near future. Yeah, but definitely The Hunger Games. It is my favorite book of all time. Just, it is so... It's The Hunger Games, you understand. I don't even have to explain anything. Last but not least, try to end your video in a different language. Here it goes. É tudo para este vídeo. Espero que tenham gostado. Por favor, fiquem atentos para mais. Adeus! So now I actually get to tag people. So the people I tag are G from GX Books, and she is from Germany, so I guess we'll see some German in her video. I tag Daniel from Books to See X, and he is from Romania, and I have never heard Romanian in my life, and that is the best way to start. And I tag Mary from Sailor Me Talks. Mary is Italian, and who doesn't love Italian? Yes. I have already said goodbye in Portuguese, so I do not have to repeat myself.